name's Nolan. I work at Rediscover Books in Boise, Idaho, and for my music and book pairing, I chose Bruce Springsteen's autobiography, Born to Run. I kind of have this personal philosophy that you should never meet your idols because it's always going to be underwhelming. You want it to be this super impactful moment, but it's always going to be just kind of a disappointment because there's a billion people who love Bruce Springsteen and he doesn't have the time for just one person in their story. So the reason why I like this book is that it's probably the closest thing to a personal experience I'm ever going to get with Bruce Springsteen. It's really great to hear him talk about not only his story, but his music, the philosophy behind it. You can interpret the songs as much as you want, but to hear him talk about the intention behind them is really special. Also to hear him talk about his tumultuous relationship with his father, and how he discovered rock and roll, and his blue-collar rock and roll working man, like if he didn't gig, he didn't eat. So that mindset that kind of stuck with him in his career in the E Street Band, and how they're still going strong 45 years later. So I'd like to read a passage from Born to Run. The primary math of the real world is 1 and 1 equals 2. The layman, as often do I, swings that every day. He goes to the job, does his work, pays his bills, and comes home. 1 plus 1 equals 2. It keeps the world spinning. But artists, musicians, con men, poets, mystics, and such are paid to turn that math on its head, to rub two sticks together and bring forth fire. Everybody performs this alchemy somewhere in their life, but it's hard to hold on to and easy to forget. People don't come to rock shows to learn something. They come to be reminded of something they already know and feel deep down in their gut. That when the world is at its best, when we are at our best, when life feels fullest, 1 and 1 equals 3. It's the essential equation of love, art, rock and roll bands. It's the reason the universe will never be fully comprehensible, love will continue to be ecstatic, confounding, and true rock and roll will never die. So I am pairing Born to Run with the obvious choice of chapter and verse, Bruce Springsteen's companion piece to the book. It contains 5 never-before released songs from his pre-E Street Band days, back when he was in the Castiles, Steel Meal, and just the Bruce Springsteen Band. It's a good mix of anthems. It's got Born to Run, Badlands, and Wrecking Ball, as well as some of the ballads like The River, My Father's House, and it's a good choice of songs because it profiles some of the songs that he talked about in the book specifically. And how they shaped his career, how they shaped his writing style, how they shaped his family life even. So it's a very good mix. I'm pretty satisfied with it. Some of the songs aren't my favorite, I would have picked different, but I think it's very appropriate choices for what the book is about.